Severson Dells is just an absolutely wonderful place, both for wildlife as a resource center to learn about our environment and all the animals in it, but also as a musician, it's an absolutely wonderful place to come and play.
It makes a big impression on them, how big nature is and how different it is for them. It helps them to realize that we all live in an environment that has plants and animals. And many of our students don't get an opportunity to walk through a forest, for example, and smell it and feel it and touch it and get to know what it's like out here.
They really get to experience nature and they get to be a part of it, whereas in the classroom we talk about it, but we don't necessarily get to feel it and touch it.
They loved it. They had a great time, loved the activities and the games. We came to learn more about nature. We're studying plants right now in class and seed dispersal, so this is the perfect place for the kids to come and see it firsthand.
What happens in the tree?
We actually give a monetary donation every year to Severson Dells. Our donation allows the children in the Rockford area and surrounding schools to come out and spend the day, a quality class day at Severson Dells. We know that school-age children just really need to get involved in the outdoors.
A snake, turtles.
Pheasants Forever is an organization that works on developing habitat within our own county. We raise money here. The money that we raise stays here. Our mission statement is basically to try to develop as much habitat as we possibly can, and one of the things that we work with Severson is because another part of our mission is No Child Left Indoors, and the match there is just beautiful.
So my name is Andrea Wallace, and I've grown up at Severson Dells attending the camps and walking around, and I was offered an internship position here for this summer. I do just about everything. I help with all of the camps, which isn't really a job. It's tons of fun. Ooh, I remember the creek and going in the water, which I thought was the coolest thing, to hike up a creek and catch the crayfish and all of those good traditional camp things.
Rachel Carson said that you've got seeds and you've got soil, and that the seeds are the beautiful, blooming, loving relationship with the place, and the soil is the science. So you do need the science as a grounding for how you come to know and feel about a place. I think a nature center like Severson is the absolute key to forward progress on saving the world, and I hope you won't think I'm overstating, but think about it this way. You can't protect what you don't love, and you don't really love what you don't know, although Leopold was the first to say that. So providing people with the chance to get to know a place helps them understand how to fall in love with it. And once you're in love with a place, then of course you're going to protect it. I love it here. I love this beautiful forest, and I'm so pleased to be able to come here and be part of this work of teaching people how to open their hearts.
Fig is about 15 years old. A lot of the bats that I'm showing you are older bats. A lot of our bats actually come from zoos or museums where they were held in captivity and they became injured or orphaned. And so that's the reason why they live at our museum in Michigan, is that they need safe places to live, and they especially need special care.
You know, Severson Dells is so important to the community for recreation, but it's also really important for bats too. You know, bats depend on this type of habitat to find food. There's tons of insects flying around. This bat benefits the property here and the people who live around it, and the property here is so important to this bats for its feeding and for its roosting. You know, the key to conservation is education, and when we teach both the young people and the older people, we can change people's minds and we can change people's habits as well. And there it's echolocating right now, so it's making ultrasonic sounds.
This little black thing right here is a bat detector. I have it plugged into an iPad. And then you can hear the bat's echolocation. You can also see the bat's echolocation. So when you take a look at this,
stories have a power to teach in a way that information doesn't. Well, the land has its own story. Well, so if you can think of the ecosystem as a living thing, then it must also have a story. All living things have a story, have some narrative journey that they've been on. So we live in story. Story is the way we make sense of what happens to us, what has happened to us, and what we hope will happen in the future.
So I've been coming to Severson Dells for a really long time, probably since I was these kids' age. And I'm an intern here at Severson Dells. And today I'm here with the grandparents and their grandkids for the grandparents camp. And it's an amazing place. They have awesome camps, amazing programs. It's just a really cool way to experience nature.
Oh, 2 frogs are running! 2 frogs! Oh! Frog jumped right out! Yay! Frog jumped right out! Careful over there! Frog!
Hey Eli, let's not go too deep, okay? That mud will suck out your shoes.
It will.
One time you might catch a turtle, and the next time you might catch a frog, and you never know what you're gonna see. And it's an amazing job. I love it.
What did you get?
We're trying to increase the bluebird population, so
Eggs. 4 bluebird eggs.
well, this has been a very good year. The bluebirds were here pretty much on time. This year we've had probably 40, we think about mid-40s in bluebirds fledged so far, and we've got a number of young birds and a number of eggs. This is a typical bluebird nest. It's made of grass. It's fairly fine and clean. Severson's got a tremendous range of habitat, and that's exactly what the bluebirds like.
I mean, it's a place where we gather to appreciate music and nature.
There's a road which I've traveled. There's a road that I've run. There's 100 miles of wreckage. Lord, forgive me what I've done.
Environmental education is invaluable, and just the term environment, that's everything we got. And you know, we count on the sun and the water and all the elements for our well-being. And you know, on this particular day, I'd have to say sunshine, black walnuts not falling out of the tree and landing on anybody's head. It's been a special day, nice Sunday afternoon, great crowd, and it's an honor to play.
And the prettiest thing that I've ever seen crashed in like a storm and gone like a dream. We took it all in and we drank our fill. Now I hold you in my heart and always will.